Prediction? Yes, prediction. Pain.
Are you ready? I was born ready.
Obviously, you're a little, aggravated by the line of questioning regarding Canelo.
I don't want to touch this, dirty, so bad, I don't want to touch his name.
I'm working on feeling the art of humbleness. Can you be with me? That's the reason why I'm crying, because I'm not that person anymore. And I miss him. But sometimes I feel like a bitch. I don't want that person to come out, because when he comes out, hell is coming with him. And it's not funny at all. It must sound cool, like I'm a tough guy. It's just I hate that I'm scared of it.
It would be awesome to, be being a great war. Maybe with a Mexican.
Let's go. Wait,
I have to put the joke.
No, hey. Thank you for playing, man. I appreciate you. Good timing, man.
Can't put predictions, man, but I definitely don't want to leave it to the judges.
Viene, huepa. Oye, estamos activados. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, en vivo. Manny Marrero, ya lo sabe, vivo siempre.
Shana Gringo Hicksa, light bright. Are you
We're always breaking it down like it is, like it should be. This is something different. We've done it before, but we did it again now. Reaction right after the fight.
Reaction Saturday. Let's get it. Shout out to Miss Denise in the house. Much love. In the ring with Christine says, I'm ready. Scores were as man. I'm feeling good, feeling fine. Prediction time.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I got Anthony Joshua winning the fight.
What? Is that the Robert Garcia impact?
By knockout.
Knockout?
Hey, I'll wear it. It's all good. It's all good. You know what? It's a shame that that was the clip supposedly to lead in the preview show, but the preview show never happened. So
yes.
it was I didn't get a chance to really explain myself more in detail. But I'll go ahead and wear it. I was gonna say AJ wins if he does this. He just doesn't have the gas tank to operate at that level. But when he did apply the pressure, when he was being the bully, he was winning. He was scoring damage points. The problem with AJ is that he just doesn't have the gas tank for that. And that's kind of what I wanted to touch on our previous show, but it never happened. I just think that AJ would have won by knockout if he applied the game plan that everybody knows that he needed to apply, was just be the bully. Be the bigger guy. Go in there. Let the show the world how don't let this cruiserweight come up and punk you at the heavyweight division.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go ahead and say this too, and shout out to our man Danny PR78 in the house.
In the house.
And it definitely was a great fight. Our man Steven Ruiz, me and Denise called it Usyk by UD. Y'all did call it. Shout out to y'all. So I'll say for me, I was definitely entertained. I'll say this, for the first 2 rounds, I was thinking like, damn, man, Robert has things changed up. Obviously, I like the different levels that AJ was showing, but like you said, because he's muscle man, he can't keep up. He doesn't have the cardio.
Doesn't have the gas tank, man.
I gave him rounds 1, 2, 8, 9. You know what? 9 was the greatest AJ round I've probably seen.
Yeah, that was
ever.
good.
He looked amazing, and and then followed by probably Usyk's one of his best rounds he ever had. So it definitely.
AJ gave it a hell of a shot at the 12th round as well, man. AJ, he emptied the gas tank.
Definitely, man. So I was thoroughly entertained. Man, it was a great feeling. But what's your thoughts, Manny? What you think, man? How you feeling, brother? How you feeling?
I mean, I'm feeling really good. I actually, exactly like Hopper mentioned, and I was just talking, to Danny here between the fight. It's like, okay, I'm waiting for AJ. He was being very selective at the beginning, really waiting for like a specific shot to kind of come in.
That's what Coach Christine.
And then when he finally landed a straight jab with a hook, he reset it back again and didn't actually follow through again. He wasn't aggressive until later on in the rounds. Now, one thing that I like seeing Joshua that he did not apply, he applied in the 9th round and didn't apply it in the 10th, 11th, or 12th. Where are those body shots? He needed to stay consistent with the body shots because he had hurt him earlier at the 9th round. Like you said, my brother,
Yeah,
He had the best round we've ever seen in AJ, and that's the AJ that I wanted to see. But something very interesting that while we were having a conversation, we're saying, he said, well, if he starts going at it real quickly, he's going to gas out. So two things. Great job, Danny, by saying that. Actually, Danny, come over here real quickly and say what you said about the gassing out thing.
What?
Gassed out, AJ.
Gassed out AJ. Yeah, he needed to reserve his gas tank, man. You know, just around 11 or 10.
Yeah, so you felt like at the beginning he was concerned about being gassed out, and that's why he didn't really.
He was holding up at the first half of the fight.
Right. So first half of the fight, and then after that, it's like, okay, so you were connected well. You're trying to stop this guy, and you have better reach, and Usyk's moving left to right counterclockwise and landing some punches, but AJ had some moments where he didn't want to really come back and capitalize. So, and then the second thing that I said was, is AJ concerned because he has been hit before, and every punch that he's getting, is that a concern for him? That he actually pulling back because he got hurt pretty bad in previous couple of fights? So is that in the back of the mind? And the reason I say this is I was watching a podcast the other day with one boxer from Puerto Rico, La Maravilla. He was coming back from devastating loss, knockout, and every time he came back, and he had a really good performance Friday, but every time he had gotten hit, he got really concerned that actually mentally took him away. So I did see that at the beginning of AJ, like being very cautious not to get hit because he could get in trouble. And then later on, I was like, okay, now I'm excited. Now AJ's coming in. Now, but, just gassed out a little bit. I have to watch the fight again. Honestly, I want to say 9-3, but I want to have more respect to AJ because I think later on he pulled out some gas out of nowhere. But man, I was hoping to see him be more aggressive at the beginning, but now we know why we can't see him like that anymore. He just doesn't have enough to finish at the championship round level. So that's my thought on that, guys. Excited for Ukraine, excited for Ukraine, the UK, and amazing fight. And Joshua's not done. He's probably gonna have some other good fights. But man, unified, undefeated, heavyweight. Can he be another one, undisputed and heavyweight? Man, we would love to see Usyk on that route.
Oh, another one. So that's you're implying Lomachenko. All right. So yeah, appreciate it.
No, that was good. And speaking of Gringo, speaking of Lomachenko, that's a good transition to another thought that I had was, figured probably Anthony Joshua would want to take a page out of Teofimo Lopez when Lomachenko went up to the 104-pound division, and Teofimo pretty much said, "No, this little guy's not going to punk me." He pretty much get in the pocket. But the difference between Teo and AJ apparently is that Teofimo has a little more dog in him. He's got a little more eagerness to engage. Let's just say that AJ doesn't seem to want to get touched, even though he knows that's when he's effective, and it's just. It's just Usyk had a great performance, but AJ, it was right there for him. I think this is one of those fights he's gonna look tomorrow and just regret, like, dang, I should have been a little more aggressive. And like as Coach Christine says, you could tell in the middle rounds he reverted back to the old AJ of the first fight where he wanted to outbox him. Because he didn't necessarily want to take any risk, But Mike Tyson said, "You got to give ass to get ass," and that's.
I like
AJ
that one.
Is not the ass giving type.
No,
I
definitely
think
not.
AJ needed to really take advantage on the rounds that Usyk was just basically checking him, just touching him with some small punches that wasn't doing to AJ. And AJ was inviting him, but you have to go after him, and those punches are really not hurting you or doing anything to you. That's counting over there. And this is why I was telling you guys why I had it so ahead, throughout, Usyk ahead in my scorecard. It is because of those little things. And I think AJ could have capitalized a little bit more by being just a little bit more aggressive. But, overall, I think for me, I saw what I needed to see. And then this is great for boxing, man. Excited.
No, it was definitely great for boxing, and I definitely agree with a lot of the things you guys are saying. Definitely agree with Coach Christine. I want to get back to this comment that was alluded to by our brother Hopper. No, a fighter will always go back to their old ways when they're in trouble.
Middle rounds.
Yeah, middle rounds. Absolutely.
Finally woke up.
Coach Christine is timing fast. I mean, she's fired up, man. She must have had some money on Usyk. Oh man.
Woo!
Hey.
Coach, love you, Coach.
Yo. Remy says, saludos. Bring the trilogy. Usyk, AJ Usyk gave AJ rounds. They were where he was hurt. That's a great segue. Thank you, Remy. I appreciate that. Because I was going to say, like, the rounds where AJ looked good, man, he looked really good to me. Like, he looked
really good
to me a lot better than he did in the first fight. Both fighters really brought it. They definitely had a different approach, and they made a lot of adjustments within fight too. And that's another thing. I usually don't give AJ a lot of credit as far as his strategy and how he came in, but I think
no AJ hitter.
A little bit, but I think that there was some slight adjustments that were definitely made. And the thing about it is because like round 1, round 2, round 8, round 9, fantastic. Round 12, the rounds where you could definitely say he got 12 as well. Those are strong rounds, and like
AJ rounds.
Yeah, and what do you think it was all on what AJ did, or you got to give credit to Usyk, obviously, man, because Usyk's the man
for sure. His elusiveness, like Coach Christine said, she's hitting the nail on the head. Everything about Usyk is difficult to game plan for. On top of all that he brings to the table. Yeah, it goes both ways. It's just that AJ's just, man, what can you do at that level to improve your cardio besides losing muscle mass?
Yeah, Usyk needed to really do, and that's the thing about it, man. When Usyk was really hurt was more in the 9th round, but in the 12th round he wasn't hurt. He was getting hit. He was hurt in the 12th round. He was countering back again.
No, he was hurt, bro. He was hurt in the 12th round.
Even stronger than AJ, right? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. In Usyk mind is, I want to make sure I leave everything inside the ring. I don't want to leave anything on the table, because look at that crappy scorecard. Come on. 116. What is it?
Yeah, that was pretty obscene.
Come on,
that was whack.
You gotta be freaking kidding me, bro. I mean, so this is why Usyk had to really still continue to be aggressive, even though he was getting hit in a few parts of that round. He needed to still, and he closed the show pretty strong.
If you go back and look, Manny, there's in a clinch when they split him apart, Usyk's body language in his face.
You
can see his face. And then he gets back up, but he was hurt.
When he was using the body.
12.
Why didn't AJ throw the body? But the 9th round, it was where you see it worse. 12th round, he was okay. 9th round, he was like, he couldn't land anything. I mean, completely una cátedra le dio AJ Usyk in 9th round. He completely destroyed him.
He just needed more of that. Yeah. Needed more of that, and he would have probably been on the other side of the decision.
Right.
No. I think he would have had just another round. A semblance close, but obviously look at the scorecards, how they turned out. Not to focus on that too much.
There's going to be a robbery here.
If we had anything close to what he had, and then credit to Usyk in that part to come back and then counter such a round where the fight looked like it was taking a swing, and there were so many things that were so memorable, because honestly, what I remember from the first fight was a lot of the lack of head movement from AJ, him trying to land his power. Him seeming kind of overwhelmed mentally and kind of just be lack of levels. With this fight, the body work was working. The uppercut to the body was definitely working, and the body work was fantastic. But again, it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to overtake the champion. So it
wasn't enough sustained.
No,
by AJ.
Definitely. All right, definitely. So, got to give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Also, people listening to the audio version. In the ring, Coach Christine, Wimp Crushing it Wednesday. Love my God. Love y'all doing this right after the big fights. Me too. It feels great. And all Hopper's idea. Give him credit. Congratulations, Usyk.
He predicted in the house.
Joshua had momentum, but
it was there on the table, bro. It wasn't something that was
only if AJ applies what he doesn't apply normally.
I like your scorecard, Miss Denise. 116, 112, being nice. Man, being nice. Hey, yo. I know she's saying there. No, and there's I totally, I'll go ahead and say this too. Even though I enjoyed the first fight, but after this fight, after I finish talking to my brothers and eat again, my second dinner, late dinner, I'm gonna go ahead and watch the fight again. I can't wait. I really enjoyed the fight, man. Chicago, it was really good. I want to see those two fight again. Man, what do you guys feel about that? I mean, I guess we could kind of save it for we're still going to do our morning show, which we do every Sunday on 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. East Coast, and then Central Standard, it is 11 a.m. So we could talk about that. Unless you guys want to allude to it now, just real quick. And for those in the chat, do you guys want to see it again? Would you a third fight? I mean, if the same guy wins twice, not really. There's no knockdowns. Hopper said, "Hell no." All right, so
AJ's getting closer, but no, I don't. He just doesn't have the gas tank to
I don't
compete with somebody. Like
I honestly don't want to see it. The reason why we watched it again is because there was a rematch clause in there. That's about it. I do not care to see it again. I do want AJ to go back to the drawing board. I don't want to see the end of it. I want to be able to see him next. I think he does. He can have, not as a big a spotlight it is right now that he had today. But I think he can definitely come back in a big, huge, another major fight, either against, against Wilder or.
Yeah, there's still huge fights for him to make. That's what I was going to mention.
And
that Wilder or AJ.
No.
Tyson Fury, if he really didn't retire,
he was
waiting for AJ to win. He didn't win. He doesn't want any of Usyk. So maybe if Fury doesn't retire, he can come back, and that would be another huge.
I mean, man, I really don't want to make it about somebody else, but I am because you brought it up. I can't think of a guy who feels more retired. He wants to fight Chisora's ghost for a third fight for whatever reason in Bangladesh or something crazy.
Money, bro.
But even shout out to the other person that I said allegedly that was retired. Katie Taylor. She wants to fight Holly Holmes. She wants to fight Holly Holmes in Ireland. She hasn't fought a boxing fight in like 8 years. But I mean, man. Gotta get that money, man. Christopher says, I don't want to see it. No.
Money, exhibitions. That's it.
I'm a hater. What can I say? I think AJ can be a model for. Oh my God! Hey, yo!
What is he models?
His own. He models his own. That's what he does.
Calvin Klein, I guess.
Calvin Klein. He does model something.
But honestly, guys, it really was an exciting fight, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I know there's some people complaining because they felt like it was taking kind of long, because the UK fan base, we got a lot of love for them. There was a lot of fights. They even had in between fights, like, oh, they're about to have the fight. Oh, they have an in between fight. Damn, swing bouts.
Yeah,
they had swing.
It's late for the UK for our brothers, our Brit brothers right now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they're struggling. But man, again, shout out to Matchroom for not making this pay-per-view. I know they thought about it. I was worried about that. I'm glad I was able to see it. I was able to see it and get a little bit of afternoon delight.
Afternoon delight. You guys have it, I think. Afternoon delight.
Man, nothing like that afternoon boxing, man. Feeling good. The sun's still up, my bros. So gotta ask. I guess is anything you guys want to add for this reaction? This overall, I'll go ahead and say Usyk is the man, definitely the heavyweight champion. He is beatable though. But I don't know who that guy is, or if the guy's retired or not retired or whatever. We'll save that for tomorrow. But final words, my brother Manny, and then Hopper, you got the final word.
No, man. I mean, I tell you what, Usyk, he's beatable, definitely on that. But there's not a person right now that's got the biggest heart and the biggest, how do I say this? Biggest opportunity to shine on very difficult times for him and the people. He actually wanted this broadcast to be free for the people. There were people watching it, not thousands and thousands, right? Because of the circumstances, but I think this is an opportunity that gives those people the hope to part ways what's happening in the world right now with them and be able to enjoy someone who is actually, considerably eventually moving up in the pound for pound and be one of the greatest, right? And for their country, of course, and in the sport of boxing. So this is a great time to celebrate for the heavyweights as well, for the international boxing, and I can't wait to see what's next for Usyk and how he's going to continue to entertain them, because we know for a fact, one thing for sure, Usyk really knows how to entertain their fans, everyone around, and every boxing casual the way he displayed today. And he will do it again with whomever. Win or lose or draw, he will do it again, and that's what fans want to be able to see behind the freedom flag.
Man, that guy loves him some Usyk. All right, real quick, because I know Hopper, I said you got the last word, but my man Shine is in the building. HLD is also in the building. Shout out to him as well. Shout out. So Shine says, cringe response from Joshua, snatching the mic from the winner. He still has big player, though. So I didn't see that, so we'll definitely talk about that in more detail because I got to see it so I can break it down. As we'll also be taking a closer look at the numbers. Can't wait for that. Hopper, final word, brother.
Well, great win for Usyk. It's definitely a good morale boost for his country back, in the Ukraine. So if it's fitting for Usyk, he performed a hell of a performance. Surefire Hall of Famer, first man to ever win the ring belt, a cruiserweight and heavyweight. So that's another accomplishment. I mean, these guys are walking Hall of Famer. Hell of a performance by Usyk. AJ still has plenty of big fights for him. It's not the last of AJ either. He gave it a pretty good shot. He's just a lot of muscle, and just he's still performing admirably. But what I really want to talk about is and we'll touch on it some more. So I'll go ahead and tease it. The Herkovich Big Bang co-main event. That was a pretty good fight as well. The scorecards were kind of whack, and we'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh man, can't wait.
I think overall very good card. For being a Saturday afternoon. Fantastic. Love boxing at the end of the day.
No, absolutely, man. I can't wait. And it's going down. But thank you guys so much. This was just a quick instant reaction.
Mañana.
We'll be back tomorrow. I can't wait. Everybody in the chat. Man, you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday, man. It's going down. We are.
Party.